Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Open Diary with Edzi, and today we are going to make seafood boil. I've been craving it for the longest time and that thing is bloody expensive. Okay, so I decided to just go get the ingredients and make it myself. Why? Because me, I love cooking and I'm sure I can figure it out, right? So yeah, I'm gonna try and make a video and show you guys how you can make your own food boil at home, and let's hope it's going to be a success. So now I am on my way to Food Lovers. That's the one place where I know I can get the sea food stuff in a more cheaper price. And also I'm gonna get some few vegetables like potatoes, sweet corn and stuff like that. But yeah, I want to make it like a complete full seafood boil, and wish me luck, guys. Hey girls. So guys, I am back and I got, you wanna help mommy? Okay, you hold that neck. Help mommy neck. So I got a few spices that I know I don't have. I got the lemon and black pepper. Then I got some cheese Russians. And then I got some garlic salt, and then paprika. And then, what do you call this again? Is it mussels or mussels? Or yeah, you get the picture. And then I got some few lemons. And then I got corn, because honey, it is not seafood boiled if it does not have corn. And then lastly, I got some prawns. No. I got some prawns, ne? And this girl here is dropping. I also got lemon juice. Why are we throwing a tantrum? What do you want? Which one? This one? Okay, so yeah guys, other than the tantrum which we are used to, this is what I got, and the other spices I do have them here at home. So I will try and show you everything on how I make my full seafood boil, and I'll show you all the ingredients that I use. But for now I just need to put this in water to soak because it is quite frozen. Then it should be salted. Why are we eating garlic salt? It's nice. Yeah, so I'll take you guys through it. So these are the ingredients. I'm gonna start with the spices. We have the seafood rub, we have the fish spice, yes Kelly, we have the Cajun spice, we have oregano. Okay, so guys, these are all the spices that I'm going to use. I have seafood rub, Cajun spice, which is so important, fish spice, which is optional, oregano, which is also optional, vegetable spice, which is optional, paprika, quite important, lemon and herb roasting kit, or just lemon and herb spice should do, lemon and black pepper, potato spice, and lemon juice. Okay, this is on the spices side. Okay, and then you should have your crushed garlic. So I have mine here, and then you should have any butter that you prefer. And then on top of that, I have washed and cleaned my mussels. And then I've also washed and cleaned my prawns. I prefer the peeled ones. They just work better for me. And then here I have the Russian. I bought the cheese Russians from Food Lovers. And then over here, we have eggs that we need to boil, and then we have 2 potatoes, and then this is corn which I've cut into small pieces so that it is easy to work with. So all in all, these are our ingredients, okay? And I am about to start. First things first, I'm going to start with boiling this, right? And then I am gonna put this in a pot with spices. But first I want to do a mix of spices for you guys to see how much of each spice that you need. Then I'm gonna fry this separately, and then everything else you just boil for a few minutes. But let me show you. So these are all the spices that I have mixed together. Try and focus more on the organic spices that don't have too much salt, because if all your spices have a lot of salt, then it will end up being so much salt. So for me, I don't even put salt because I know the spices have salt. So here I have corn and potatoes. You'll see I don't peel them, I just wash them and cut them. And then the corn, now I'm gonna put some water and the spices and then let this boil. After that, I just take water and I pour. The water should just be enough to cover your vegetables, and then from there you take your spices, just maybe like half of it or just a bit of it, then you just put at the top, and then from there you should be sorted. Then you just need to take your pot and put it on the stove and close it with a lid. And then now we're just gonna take a pan and put some oil. Now the focus is frying the Russian, because you don't want your Russian boiled. You want it nice and fried and crispy so that you can get the full flavor out of it. So that's what I'm doing here. And then after this, I am just gonna take it out of the pan once it's nice and golden brown. And then once we're done taking it out of the pan, it is time to focus on the prawns. Your prawns should only cook for 5 minutes, nothing more than that. You don't want to overcook your prawns, you don't want to undercook your prawns, because prawn is like fish. It doesn't take that long to cook. And if you still want that nice crisp taste, then make sure you don't overcook it. And then you just take a spoon of the spice mix that you did, and then you just pretty much stir fry with that spice, and then you should be good to go. And then I just let it sit for like 5 minutes. And here you are now, 5 minutes later. It is nice and simmer, and then we're done. And then I am just going to take it out. Now in that same pot, you will now take your onions, because remember, it has the spice, it has the flavors. You just continue with it rather than having to make so many pots. You will take your onion, and then now we're just gonna take butter. I usually use about 6-7 cubes of butter, but I just let it melt there. And then I put some garlic. Sorry, I didn't show you guys the part of the garlic, but I put some garlic in there. And then from there we continue. Then we'll take the spices now that are left, and you pour all the spices in there. Okay, trust me guys, trust the process. And then from there you're just gonna stir your pot. And as you can see, the color now is starting to form nicely, and your gravy is going good. Now take 1 cup of water from that water that you were boiling the vegetables with, because remember, you want a nice fully inflamed with flavors. All the flavors that you have, you just want it infused, and that is going to be nice. And then I take a little bit of sweet chili. The sweet chili is to balance off the salt from the different spices. And then I take a 2nd cup of the vegetable broth from what I'm boiling on the other side, and then I just stir it. After that, you just let it sit, and as you can see, it's starting to form nice and thick. And then now I went back to my vegetables. Now it is time to add the mussels in, because the vegetables are good and ready to go. And I'm also boiling my eggs on the side. So now the mussels need like 7 minutes of boiling, and then I just close the lid, and then I am gonna leave it there, and then go back now onto my sauce, and then just stir it and make sure that everything is coming together nicely. And you want it nice and thick. This is the consistency that you want, nice and thick with a rich color. And then you know it is good to go. Guys, don't mind the oil, it is all part of the process. And just like that, my sauce was done, and I just let it cool down, and I'm happy with this sauce. Just look at that. You can even use this sauce and just dunk your seafood boil onto it. It is delicious, believe me. But yeah, you can see it is nice and rich. From there now I go back to my vegetables. My mussels are done boiling. Then I just strain out the water and then put everything onto a tray. Now this is where I am going to mix everything. I'm going to add my prawns at the top there and just spread them all over around. And then I'm going to add my fried Russians and spread it all over around also. And then from there I'm just going to mix it nicely. Now the whole idea of doing it in a tray, or also bring in my eggs. I cut mine in half. If you don't want to cut yours in half, you can just put a full egg in there, which is still fine. Now you will take your sauce. That sauce, you just spread it everywhere at the top. Okay, after spreading it, now you're gonna take a spoon and just mix it nicely so that every single thing that is in here can get the sauce. And as you can see, now I just take a lemon and I just squeeze it at the top. And oh guys, just look at that. Like at this point, I was convinced that I am ready to eat. But yeah, guys, it is that simple to make seafood boil. I'm gonna try and show you from another angles that you can see, but we are done and it is looking so good. That right there is your seafood boil. Look at how juicy it looks, and everything just came together so nicely. The sauce is tasting so good, everything is looking good, and yeah, I'm quite happy, guys. I hope you guys can follow this recipe, but just to be extra, I now wanted like a full, experience with a glass of wine. Plus it was hot, so I just went outside to sit outside and just show you guys from this view how good the food looks. But before then, I decided to just give it a taste in front of the camera for you guys to see just how good it looked. And soon enough, my husband joined me, but unfortunately he's not here on this clip because he came back. But yeah, guys, this tasted so good, and I will show you a video at the end of what it looked like once it was done. By the time it was night time, the bowel had nothing left. Guys, like my whole family loved this, the kids, daddy, like everybody loved it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So guys, you don't have to spend a fortune on buying seafood boil when you can just make it for yourself at home. And the good thing is you can balance out the flavors according to what you like, and you just eat according to that. So yeah, guys, this is me just being happy. But let me show you, this is the next day in the morning. Nothing was left.